You're watching Baseball Tonight, Sunday Night Countdown, presented by Chevrolet. You've heard about the passion of Chicago Cubs fans, but there's nothing quite like this. Jen Latta has the details.
We are into the ivy on the walls, the smell. It's not like we are way into each player. We are into the park.
The charm of Wrigley Field. It's what drew Ralph and Julie Budnick out to the friendly confines for their first date.
It was instant. The second that we started dating, I just became a Cub fan.
One date became many, many became marriage, with the Budnicks never straying far from the Northside Stadium. So when it was time to name their firstborn, they were already in the ballpark.
We're narrowing names down, and we didn't know boy or girl. So I figured, well, we're gonna name this child Clark or Addison. We weren't sure, but I thought it was a Clark and Addison, get the car. Clark and Addison, eat your green beans, or however it was. That's kind of how it went.
Clark and Addison is Wrigley Field, the two Chicago streets that meet here at the stadium's famous marquee. The Budnicks went with that whim and named their son Addison.
Most people don't believe me, and I have to show them my ID, and then they still don't believe me.
My mother-in-law and my mom were just like, oh, that's the greatest name. It's so unique. And then they're like, you have to have another boy because you need a Clark.
So that's what they did.
I'll get a lot of Clark Kent, I'll get a lot of Clark Griswold, but then they tie it together, and they're like, oh, were your parents Cubs fans or something?
The whole time I'm thinking, oh my God, are we gonna be crazy people? We don't wanna be interpreted as crazy people.
But the Budnicks were already in deep, so they decided to keep it going. The next surrounding street is Sheffield. So is the Budnicks' third son.
It made me feel special, you know? It made me feel like I wasn't a normal kid anymore. It made me think wow, this park has been here for 100 years already, and I'm named after it.
The last surrounding street, Waveland, is their daughter Grace's middle name.
Some people that love the Cubs go crazy and they're like, what, are you serious? And then they take your arm and drag you around, make you tell everybody, tell them what your family's named after, tell them your names.
Things got tricky though when the Budnicks, all out of surrounding streets, learned they were expecting a fifth child.
They definitely did not run out of streets. They were just saving the best name for last. Yeah, I'm named after a plant, but I'm named after the one that's unique.
She's Ivy Marie Wrigley Budnick. We wanted her to feel like she finished off the whole area. She was it. That was it. The end. Wrigley. She finished it off.
Now, there's nothing wrong with being permanently tied to your favorite baseball team.
Oh.
But when that team is the Chicago Cubs, you can't help but also be tied to its reputation as a team that's cursed.
Ground ball towards short. Gonzalez has it, bobbles it.
I remember guys in school, your family's all named after the Cubs, you're just a whole family of losers.
Reaching into the stands and couldn't get it, he's lit it. And that's a Cub fan who tried to make that catch. Why?
I would say life is about a bunch of little losses that you have to overcome. The beautiful thing about baseball is you get a fresh start every day.
What has happened over the years is that it's made us even closer and tighter, especially them. Being tied to the Cubs, we didn't ever care that they're the lovable losers.
So what if, like many predict, those lovable losers actually win it all?
A towering fly ball, center field, bag it.
If it were to happen, I think it would make a lot of people happy, and my family, I think, would be one of the happiest families in Chicago. Definitely.
Terrific storytelling from our Baseball Tonight colleague, Jen Latta. Addison, what's in the name? Clearly a lot when it comes to being a Cubs fan here in Chicago.